Good morning to everyone, and we are very happy to welcome to listen the Heart and Soul programs of India Bridge to Life Ministries. God is awesome God for us to continue to believe Him. So last week we discussed about how to handle the hurtful speech and actions of our spouse, investing in our spouse. So most of us are living in a family situations. As we know that the family is an important institution for all of us. So our totally 60% of our thoughts are actually influenced by family matters. Wherever you're working, wherever you are, doesn't matter. But the lion part of your thoughts are covered by the family thoughts. How do you relate with your family? So while thinking of this family area, we have to keep three words in our mind. Number one is our behavior. So behavior is a great asset for each person. There's a good behavior is there, bad behavior is there. And while thinking of these two things, we have to understand what is the impact of the good behavior. The good behavior, we should carry the great blessings to people, those who possess that behavior. So while considering for a life partner, we look on one of these aspects, behavior. How is the behavior of the person? When in a conducting an interview for a right candidate, they are also looking how is the behavior. Behavior is a great asset for each person. So someone says that if your health is lost, you are not losing anything. Nothing is lost. But if the wealth is lost, something is lost. Yes, money. Money has certain value. Definitely it has value. But something is lost. And if your character is lost, everything is lost. Everything is lost. So character is more important than your wealth and your health. Therefore, each person should carry a good character. A good character is a must for leading a family life. Husband is looking for a wife with a good behavior, good character. As the same way, the wife also looking for a husband with a good character. They will ask a lot of questions to find out what kind of character he is possessing. Is he a believer? Is he a non-believer? Is an addicted to any drugs? Or how is his relationship with others? So how is his educational degrees and his careers? All such things are showing that whether he is carrying a good behavior or bad behavior. So in this area, people knows. Even if the people, those who are having bad habit also knows the value of a good behavior. He doesn't want to be an ambassador of a bad character. No one in the world want to carry us, putting him as an ambassador of a bad character. Everybody want to hold their certificate that I have a good character. I have a good behavior. Any of the parents in this world never shows to the world that I have a son or a daughter with a bad character. Why? They know the value and credibility of a good behavior or bad behavior. So behavior is a very good asset. We have to look forward to continue to live a family life. Good persons are coming out of the good family. The bad people are coming out of bad family. There is no doubt about it. We don't want more experience about it. Because you know that the people are hurt. They have a feeling, bad feeling in their home situation. Either they will be a sick person forever in their life, or they will be bad people to rest of the people, rest of the society. There's no doubt about it. So today we want to look on that area, how to invest in the life of spouse, as a continuation of that study, we should look at how should we be responding to our partner. How to responding to our partner. That means how do we respond to the negative patterns of our spouses. That is very much important. In Ephesians chapter 4 verses 29 to 32, it says about, don't let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that may be benefit those who listen. That may be benefit those who listen. This is what the instruction. Do not let any unwholesome talks come out of your mouth. That means again, come to the mouth, come to the lips. So don't hurt others, but only what is helpful for building others according to their needs, building others. You have a responsibility. Each spouse in the world has a responsibility to build your partner. Here is one of the responsibility. That may be a benefit to those who are listening your words. So your words can either distract a person or a construct a person. Construction is a strategy of God. At the same time, the destruction is a strategy of the devil. If you live with the devil's strategy to distract others, you can speak hurtful speech. You can violate the feeling. You can break the relationship. These are the satanic strategy for distracting the people. But God's people are always on construction side. That's what you should build others by telling the right actions or right verses. And even in the Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4, Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4, it says, do nothing out of selfish ambitions or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourself. Consider others better than yourself. Each of you should look not only to your own interest, but also to the interest of others. Through Philippians, the Paul is writing this statement. This is a God-spoken word. So our intention in our life is not hurt others, but to build others. Consider others are better than yourself. If you have such an attitude, just imagine a life situation. Just imagine a society. Just imagine a farm, the home situation. So people will feel a difference in your life. So here the word of God is saying that, so we have a responsibility to our partner to love them the way that will offer healing and help them to be function as their role. What is their role? To live as a husband, to live as a wife. As a spouse, if you are not putting proper support to your spouse will not be a successful husband or a successful wife. You are the person, you are responsible to give an account to God. If your wife is failed, it is your mistake. You should admit it. So we want a great support from all the people. Because as a society, we need a permission like that. We need a support from the society, support from the family to build each other. I heard about the story of the Tumpa, a place where they started a institution which helps to launch the space rockets. They selected a place called Tumba in South India. The person who worked for that one was Vikram Sarabhai. He is one of the recognized notable personality in the areas of the science. And he approached the people of that area. The political leaders told him that it's very difficult with that place because that place is occupied by the fishermen. Moreover, there's a bishop house is there. Also, they have they are running a orphanage also is there. It's not easy to replace these things without their consent. Vikram Sarabhai was a real visionary. He passionately loved that areas of his branch of science. He went to that place personally. When he reached that place, he approached the bishop. Bishop told him that, "Sir, that place is belong to an orphanage. We want to get their permission, the orphan's permission. And also we want to get the permission of a church there. Why can't we ask them? Why don't you share your ideas to the people during their Sunday worship?" You know what happened? I heard it is written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former President of India, in his book. He mentioned like this. Vikram explained everything to the people. The country needs your place. Now is the time for us to say, support and motivate these kinds of projects in India. While he was explaining these needs to the people of Tumpa, you know what happened? All people stood up there, including the believers, including the orphans, including the bishop. There is one word. That one word is Amen. Amen means we agree. Sir, we agree with you. We agree to the plan of our country. We want to support our country by giving our house. We don't have any place to stay. We are orphans. We don't have any assets to share. But we are willing to give. We are willing to submit. We are willing to surrender. That's the way we can respond to the partner who is always attacking to us. When they realize that this is going to work out, this is something good for me, they may come to the realization that my spouse is suffering. So here, every believer's duty, whether believer or not, non-believer, is not a question. Every husband's duty, not only husband's, even wife's duty, is to look the better side of your spouse, your wife, or your husband's. So they should consider each other that my wife is far better than me. If every wife also should think like that, my husband is better than me. If they both think like this, in humility, consider others better than yourself. Consider others better than yourself is the real culture in the family. We should plant that culture in the family. Don't put others down. Your position will not be questioned. Your position as a father never will be questioned by anybody because you are the only one father in the home. And your position as a wife in the home will not be questioned by anybody in the home because you are the only one wife in the home. So think that your husband is better than you in that home. And each husband also should think that your wife is a better person in the home. She is selected by the plan and the will of the Lord. So your wife is a suitable person for you. Likewise, the wife also saying, this is the right person to sit in the throne of the Lord. Husband position is the God's position. Father's position is the God's own position. God created them to rule, subdue and rule everything in the world. Therefore, each husband should understand his position. Each wife should understand her position, but don't commit each other. You may be a big earner. You are getting a huge salary compared to the salary of your husband, but don't question to him. Sometimes his total attitude is far better than your money which you are bringing up from outside. You cannot put any price for your husband. You cannot put any price for your value. In both position, if you fit into that position, no one put any value because you are priceless. You are going beyond any price in this world. Dear ones, you should understand. This is the will and plan for the God for you in this world. If you think that your husband is a lesser person, a lower person, you are looking the strategy of the devil that is destructive. You will get a husband with a lower status. What will happen to this person? He will go for drinking. He will go for extramarital affairs. He will be interested in pornography. He will be interested in spending money lavishly. He will not look at his own children. He will not take care of your family. Finally, he will leave you and he will separate from you. Is that the thing you are looking for? Don't look that side. These two golden words are speaking to us. You should consider your husband as a better person. You should consider your wife as a better person. So it is our responsibility. So we have a responsibility to help our partner with their needs and struggles. Their needs and their struggles. You are the right person to fulfill that needs. No other person can help from outside the family. Their struggles, they need a support. They need a healing. They need a mental coverage from your side, mental support from your side. Then you will be a right person in your position. While you are supporting your husband, you will be a right wife. When you are a husband, you are supporting to your wife, you will be a right husband. How do you become a right husband and a right wife? By performing your duty, by recognizing the needs and struggles of your life spouses. So therefore the word of God is keeping a standard here. How to respond to a hurting partner. If your partner is expressing their struggle through any of this action, you should recognize. Now, my husband is withdrawing. There must be some struggle. He is facing some struggle. So you should find out by spending time with him, directly or indirectly, you should recognize the need of or struggles of your spouse. Otherwise, he will be more dangerous in your life. So we need to understand these kinds of things. So when we are talking, we are communicating something, what else we have to look for? As we know that each person has a product of past. A product of past. So that means this person is carrying a great baggages with him. In his past life, he had a severe life experiences. He underwent a kind of situations, struggles, pains, wounds, fears, and a lot of other things, inadequacies, inabilities. He knows that he is not enough. He could not meet that needs. He is unable to face fear, phobias. And he had a lot of pains. He never get approval from his parents or teachers, from his society. So that leads to him an inadequacy. So all such things are carrying in his present. That's the influence of past. When you are communicating with your spouse, you are carrying your past also with that. So first of all, you will coverage certain things. You don't want to get more wounds from the response of your spouse. Therefore, you are very careful by speaking to your spouse. You want to keep a safer side and you continue to speak to your wife or your husband. So you should understand that your husband is actually a victim of the past life and also is having some selfish motives. Each person have a certain selfish motives. Definitely. Because people are made in that way, a self-made. Thinking is always like that. The husband is always keeping a self. I'm holding a position as a husband. I don't want to be attacked by my spouse. The wife also is thinking same thing. So they want to protect their self. So also there is some message from their unmet needs. So through talking, through communicating, they express that I don't find a solution by talking with you, by your attitude, by your action. I didn't find a solution. I didn't find an answer. So that carry the unmet needs. Again, we have to think about the communication. There is an influence of your relationship with your spouse. If you have a sound relationship with your husband, you can experience a fluency, a openness, a sweetness in the communication. If that is not happening, you should understand that your relationship with him is not sound. You don't expect that kind of sweetness from his voice. He may be using more authority. He is using some strict word. He may be using some commands. He may be using kind of a language there. Why? Because he find some problem between your relationship with your spouse. And also responsibility. So each position, the people are carrying responsibility. Husband also is in a position. Wife also is in a position. While they are communicating, they are speaking from that viewpoint. Wife is taking that. You must understand about the wife and her needs. Husband also is telling the same thing. You should understand about the husband and husband's needs. So while sharing with these things through their verses, the husband and wife has developed a new language system. Only between husband and wife can understand this language system. That has an influence of past, that has an influence of self, that has influence of unmet needs, that has influence of your relationship with your spouse. Also the responsibility which we already told with you, responsibility. So you are a husband, you should perform your responsibility. At the same time, the husband is talking also the same thing. You are a wife, you should meet your responsibility. So next one is an attitude. What kind of attitude I am keeping for you? Positive attitude is there, negative attitude is there. You can experience this attitude through the tone which he is using for that one. He is an authoritarian, he uses an authentic languages, authoritative languages. He speaks more of commands. So you should listen to the voice of your husband or wife. So if his wife is nagging, you should understand that he is disturbed. She is disturbed by your actions, your attitude, your words. And also, we have to understand about the influence of his mood or her mood. If there is a good mood is there, they will speak very nicely to you. If there is no good mood, they don't speak. You don't expect a nice talk from your spouse. Again, you could understand about the influence of the word. So all such things you can understand about the conversation with your spouse. So how do you respond to your partner? All such elements should be in consideration. But the thing what the Word of God talks about, but in humility, consider others better than yourself. Then only you can diagnose all such factors and give a nice talk to your spouse. So your relationship is an important element which I told you earlier. So keep that in mind that you are related with your spouse. Your relationship is so crucial. At the same time, you should develop a spiritual conversation with your God with all such things. How much you are able to communicate your wife or spouse, husband, that's the same amount of energy you can utilize to speak to your God. You cannot separate these two things. So get energy from God and give a nice talk to your wife or your husband. May God bless you with all kinds of thoughts, and I am sure that if you practice these things and avoid unwanted elements from your conversation, you could experience a healthy family life that will bring a very good family atmosphere for your children to live and to produce very good result. May the God bless you with this message, and we will hope we will meet next week also with another topic. Thank you so much. May God bless you.